Let's get back to it. Me draped in my burrito blanket.
Don't you just love springtime?
I do. Hang on.
Salve again, my Sisyphean friend.
Did I convince you?
I'm in the running for magistrate.
Yes.
Feeling kind of nervous, but I'm hoping it'll all be worth it when I order Dooley's release. I just hope I'll have the votes I need.
Yes.
What's on your mind?
Nothing. I'll be going.
All right, friend. Hope you find a way to break that cycle you're in.
So I literally just need to convince people to vote for him, I think. What did we, figure out how to get Galerius elected? Ask Equitia to call it. Yo, it's Tonic, by the way. Thanks for gifting a sub to hammy.py. And Ryer, thanks for 63 months of sub and welcome back. I feel like some people maybe, and some people it's just like simply helping them with stuff. Now I don't know if talking to Equitia is actually helps, because I feel like having her do it sooner is just gonna make people like I have to solve stuff before I do that.
Isn't the great temple majestic? Ave again. Did you find what you need?
What's the status of the election?
It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Galerius, the challenger. Why do you ask?
I don't think this is going to do anything. Let's see, though. Can we start the election now?
As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But I suppose I could hold it sooner, if there's a good reason.
Holding it early may prevent conflict between the voters?
Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. The last thing we need here is additional conflict. Very well. I'll get things started right away.
Oh, shit. I gotta see how this goes. We gotta fall. We gotta just... Man, I feel like a toga is maybe going into 40 years old. I need to just start rocking a toga all the time.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
Sam Papa, thanks for 19 months of subbing.
Togas are the best.
I don't actually think this is going to result in what I want it to. I'm about to find out, though. You just want to live in a giant-ass hoodie? Have you, to no exaggeration, checked out the Udi? I did. I'm not sponsored by them. They sent me a free one. That link and the code don't actually, they don't give me anything in return, but I can get you a discount there if you've ever wanted to check. It's a big ass hoodie, basically. What's up, Grim? They're not large enough. I need more. Like a bit, like a really, like a bit, like an XXL one.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helver. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius,
Sentius.
Virgil,
Cynthius.
Ulpius,
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius,
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
citizens. You have
I
made
see
your
how this
decision.
works now.
But it seems we have a draw. In the absence of a clear consensus, Sentius shall continue as acting magistrate until a new election is held, 1 month from today.
My fellow citizens, today you have sent me a message, and I want you to know I have heard it loud and clear. I vow to spend the next month winning
Oh?
back your trust. Thank you for this opportunity,
Oh?
and may the gods
What's about to
watch
happen?
over you.
You and your rival, whatever your name is, you're responsible for this, aren't you? Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election.
Uh-oh.
Shut up and let the magistrate speak.
Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day.
Uh-oh.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
Wait, I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Well, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Hello.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
You need to do some things for me.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening.
Let me write it down for you. Yulia and Lucretia.
Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that.
Rufius. Rheumatism.
Poor guy. My uncle was a victim at rheumatism's altar, and he ended up killing himself.
Right.
All right.
Fabia with the shrine.
All right, let me see.
Malleolus, go deal with him too.
What?
Uh-huh.
Are you... You're serious,
Yeah.
aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the message.
Now go.
I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Okay, so it seems when it's actually like a big, like, game-changing thing that I have to tell, or that I've completed, I end up, basically what I'm doing is I'm giving him the means for, like, when I finish something, I almost have to reset time, have him be the one to execute all that stuff, so that people are like, oh, he cured my rheumatism, he got what's his face to stop harassing me. He kept me from killing myself, etc., etc. We're turning Galerius. We're basically... You remember the movie She's All That with Freddie Prinze Jr.? We're making Galerius over into the hot girl that he always deserved to be. Twilight, lead me. Okay. Oh shit, this is gonna be great. Oh man, I can't wait to see this. This guy thinks he's so fucking slick.
Curse you, cultist.
That is my favorite shit. Oh my god. Okay, we could go ask about the Egyptian plaque. Oh no, I have to go talk to her. Oh.
Salve, Rufius. I hear you've been suffering from rheumatism. I'm sorry to hear about that, friend.
What? My condition is nobody's business but mine.
Fuck you.
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark to help you treat it.
Ace, thanks for gifting us up to Moon Fairy.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
What is...
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
Let's wait for her.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Are you done being busy? She's done.
Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. You're not like any Roman woman I've ever seen. Your skin is so beautiful, and your clothes are so exotic.
Don't fuck with me, Aurelia. Don't waste your breath. I know you're a horrible person.
How dare you? Get away from me, you pig.
Oh, now she probably won't talk to me.
Oh, do us all a favour and drink hemlock, Caput Murder. Sturgis!
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
You know? Sometimes these things just happen. Ow!
We must get to the shrine.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh. Hi there. Give me a bit of a fray. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
I know.
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I was just thinking, man, I hate this guy. I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna see what happens. I was hoping you'd know who I was.
Funny you should ask.
Yeah.
I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina and murdered a local magistrate, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said that the voice of a furious god rang out, and the ground trembled and statues sprang to life, firing arrows at the city's inhabitants. Apparently, as the citizens screamed and died in pain, the stranger just vanished in a flash of light.
Weird, that wasn't me.
I didn't for one moment think it was, but the way you say that makes me wonder. I mean, how many people with that name could there be in this place? I don't understand how you could have been here 2,000 years ago.
When I first arrived here in the present day, I found your corpse hanging from a noose.
I'm sorry, come again?
I still have the suicide note that you carved into this tablet here.
Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing, but I don't understand how I could have written it.
Have you ever seen Back to the Future? Because I did that.
I'm not following.
I went back in time and I did all this stuff and I helped this guy who's like bald and he was gonna become like the mayor and stuff, and then this one bitch was just like really unpleasant to me and I was like, damn, you just a horrible person, and she was like, I will not be spoken like you are, and I shot her and I turned her to gold. And then the voice was like, and I was like, I gotta run back to this portal. And on the way back, the guy who's gonna make the portal was there, and he's the big bad of this whole thing. So I was like, I'm gonna shoot him. And then I ended up here, preventing all of this.
So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this.
Now you're getting it.
I guess. So what you're really saying is, you brought me back from the dead to let me die all over again. You saw the tablet. I spent a lifetime searching for a way out and never found one. I can't see how I could possibly find one now, so it seems like we're both gonna die here.
I regret nothing.
How can you say that? You murdered a man in cold blood, and now there's a city full of dead people. It's only a matter of time before we join them. I guess all those old Latin inscriptions were right. Pro peccata unius multis dolabunt. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Yeah. Which ending is that? That's ending 1 of 4. Okay. All right. I have a feeling that ending 3 is not as saying the opposite of that. Ending 4 has to be saving everybody. That was worth it. That was so worth it. Yeah, we saw. We know.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Okay.
Oh, you're here.
Don't.
You're
blow smoke in my ass. I'm not interested.
Why? Just because I'm a woman? Honey, it's your loss.
That is absolutely not
I take
the
back
reason.
what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So,
she's the
what
worst.
brings you to my tavern?
You can't say anything to her to make her not suck. I'm looking for Kabosh. Have you seen him?
Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw him, he was sitting at a table with Georgius, whispering about some job. I remember because they kept looking over their shoulders as if they didn't want anyone else to know. So, naturally, I hovered. The one word I kept hearing was vanishing, and then, the next day, Kabosh just disappeared. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, you know, that's true. You know what she... This is, yeah.
She is the worst. She's the worst person in the world. Huge.
She's the worst. She's the worst. Okay, I'll be going.
All right. See ya.
Ask Georgius about Kabosh. I have a feeling it's all just gonna lead back to Dooley. Yeah, I got a great ending in Detroit Become Human. I'm gonna put that one up on YouTube soon as well. I haven't actually edited video in about a week, but whatever. I think I'm gonna try to get some exporting when I get off stream tonight, so that Resident Evil playthrough can get up there. Georgius, my dude.
Ah, a fellow traveler from a faraway. Greetings, I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I.
Yeah, I know. I got some questions for you.
My friend, your words intrigue me more and more. But yes, very well. Ask me what you will.
I think he's my favorite. I'm looking for Kabosh. I heard you were one of the last people to see him.
Ah, I knew this day would come. I do not wish to lie to you, my friend, but even discussing this matter is dangerous. Please, let us leave the live coals safely beneath the ash.
But, I mean, you can trust me. We gotta stick together, man.
Very well, but the magistrate would not look kindly upon this, so please keep it to yourself. For several months now, I have been sneaking out at night to worship the gods of my ancestors in the temple of Demeter. Each day, I leave offerings of food in the hope that we may have a bountiful harvest, and yet the next day when I return, the food is missing.
That's strange.
So I ask, who or what is devouring the food in this temple? Stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like the 100-eyed Argus until dawn to see if I could spot a thief going in. But do you know what I saw?
Nothing? Animals? I don't know.
Nothing. Nobody entered.
I knew exactly.
When I went to take a look, my offering was gone. It is bizarre, is it not? When I told my friend Kabosh of this at the tavern, he offered to help investigate. He went in, and to my dismay, he was never seen again.
I never played this as a Skyrim mod. This is incredible. It's got the charm that, like, the bugs that Skyrim, you know, like the charming bugs of Skyrim. It's got a lot of that kind of charm to it. But the writing is very good. It's very fun. Yeah. Well, where's the Temple of Demeter?
It is the only Greek temple in the city. Head towards the baths, and it is the last building on your right.
Okay, well, I'm off to that.
I do not think you should pursue this, my friend.
Why?
It would break my heart to be responsible for 2 people disappearing.
I'll be...
But you do not strike me as a kind of person to be deterred by such warnings. So just be careful, I beg you.
I'll be fine, but thank you. Thank you for your concern. It definitely makes me want to like everything anymore. Let's just stop bullshit and everything makes me want to play Skyrim anymore because I'm feeling it. This definitely does that though. It scratches an itch so where I don't feel like I have to go play it immediately. Guess that's a better way of putting it. A Greek statue, probably of the goddess to whom this temple is dedicated. Perhaps a local Greek resident knows more about her. I feel like Sky Oblivion and Skywind are two almost never-ending projects. So I don't know. Crumbling Greek sculpture of a woman. Lots of Greek stuff here. Right, but I mean, it would be appropriate to say that just about everything will be up before Star Citizen. Also, grass is green. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at this.
Come and join me by the fire.
I will.
Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name?
I am skinnedteen.
It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here?
Well, I'm looking for Kabash.
Ah, Kabash. I know this man. He came through here some weeks ago. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with a simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
Pluto, the god of the underworld.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
If I have to. Sure.
Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
I mean, that's a complex question. I would say yes. But it's a complex question.
You are an overthinker too.
Yeah.
We're the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the Golden Rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult.
I guess.
Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the Golden Rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution.
Well,
so to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
You would. They'd have to be more set in stone. They'd have to actually be dictated by somebody in a very black and white manner. There's not like the concept of absolution to like theoretically take away the wrong. Whose version of right and wrong though, you know? When I say somebody has to dictate, whose version?
That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
There's more than one?
How can that be? Since they all have differences, it follows that in some cases they would offer different conclusions about what is right and wrong. If there is a correct moral code, then wouldn't it follow that only one can be the correct one?
The correct moral code depends on the laws and customs of whichever society they're in. I don't think there's... well... there's like one set one, and it just has to do with like some very strict, like, it's almost just like universal codes of human, you know, human conduct. I'm gonna say I suppose so.
Let me guess. Is it yours?
No.
And that's a credit to you.
Yeah.
It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior argument.
So... I get where you're going. My character clearly doesn't. Let me see what change my answer means.
Good. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress.
Yeah.
No matter how slow.
Sure.
Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
It's a complex question.
You are an overthinker too, but if you struggle with right and wrong, well, that's you see out there. But under the Golden Rule, so to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree? That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
I don't think so.
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet?
I think they haven't figured out the right system.
After hundreds of years, and as many great thinkers dedicating their lives to these questions, what hope do we have if our best and brightest haven't been able to answer them? Good.
We're gonna go back.
You are, but well, that you so, but under the so.
This goddamn video
That is
game
an
character has
excellent
got me in a loop here
It leads
of logical thought. Is there one system of morality? More than one.
How can that be? If there is a correct moral code, then wouldn't it follow that only one can be the correct one?
Maybe there's no correct morality.
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet?
Let's go with this.
So is it up to each of us to decide what right and wrong mean to us individually? Or must we simply follow the laws and customs of whichever community we're in?
We need to follow the laws and customs of our community. I don't think that's the right answer, though.
You know, I think you'd find an ally in Herodotus, a scribe from among my people who lived some 400 years ago. He told the story of a man named Darius, whose curiosity was piqued when he learned that a certain tribe had the practice of eating their dead. He asked some Greeks who burnt their dead, "What would it take for you to eat your dead?" Aghast, they replied, "Nothing." Then he asked the tribe who ate their dead, "What would it take for you to burn your dead?" "Nothing," they replied, equally aghast. From this, Herodotus concluded that custom is king, that right and wrong are merely local ideas which do not survive the journey from one tribe to another. I take it you're in agreement?
I don't suppose I have a choice.
Then let me ask you this. If you visited a tribe where they ate each other, copulated with the dead, and drank wine from cups made out of human skulls, would you still maintain that within such a tribe there is nothing wrong with such conduct?
No. I knew that in getting down this hole, he was gonna take me to this point too, because I started to think about that from the idea of not to drop this because I don't necessarily want to get into this discussion, but the controversial topic of like capital punishment or just things like that where it starts to tear away with different opinions. I don't want to fuck the dead, so no.
And that's a credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior argument.
So what is your point? Like, I know what your point is, I'm pretty sure, but let's quit dancing around this.
My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong.
Let's get into the do not kill thing for a second.
Surely you would agree there are circumstances where an exception may be made, such as where it is necessary for self-defense or to prevent a greater evil. For any rule, you can imagine there are countless situations in which that rule may be suspended.
Yeah.
And those situations are impossible to codify.
I agree.
If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations.
Sure.
And the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives.
We won't, no.
In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force.
Yeah.
Such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all.
I agree with all of that.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions.
Where can I find Kabash?
I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the Shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans.
I think that's what he was saying, Verdigris, is that you can't just there's always going to be some kind of exception to that rule, and or a rule, and you can't really it's not black and white. You cannot just force any of this into a binary system, because it just doesn't work that way. You think when it comes to self-defense, breaking both their legs is just as good a way to protect yourself, and you didn't murder them? That's true. They always try to teach you de-escalation and getting out of a bad situation before it even gets there. In like a self-defense situation, and it's always, I don't know, it's such a, I've thought so much about this kind of stuff. I really got into philosophy like 10 years ago or so. I've spoken a few times about it, and I don't ever really get too deep into it, because I mean, it's like throwing a cinder block at somebody's face when you tell them that you've been like you've survived a violent crime of sorts, which I have. Some of you were here for that, for when I spoke about that in more detail, but I've kind of thought about the idea of, what would I have done, etc., etc. Just, hey, John is hexed. I'm sorry, this is the conversation you've decided to come into. Welcome. We're just having a philosophical debate with this elder Mr. Clean, just about moral absolutes and the like. And we're also looking for the missing reliefs of this great temple. Kind of lost track of what I was saying. I guess what I was just kind of getting at is that I started to approach philosophy from that particular perspective, just in reference to my own life, because when you go through something extreme, and then you have people telling you just various things that people say, like the one that really gets under my skin, the one that really bothers me, that I've heard so many times, is everything happens for a reason. I really hate that I really hate that phrase. I get when people say it, it's just a thing that you say. They have something specific in mind. I have a hard time swallowing that one, so I had to try to, process my own feelings about that idea, and I don't know, I came upon philosophy and just really decided a lot of this stuff a long time ago, that you cannot really have a moral absolute, because there's so many times where that just doesn't apply, The reason is quantum mechanical fluctuations, chaos. Yeah, I kind of started to subscribe more to and chaos sounds like such a evil, nasty, way of putting it. When it's not, it's just that random. It's random. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Thanks for gifting a sub to TED Talk. Ace.
Welcome to the Church of Skinned-teen.
So, I'm with you so far. He's telling me all this shit about the Greeks being stolen from by the Romans. I don't know if anybody read Middlesex. Doesn't really have much to do with this, but they get into the Greek-Roman thing at some point every time they bring up the Greek, all the Greek history, I start thinking about Middlesex. I'm with you so far.
However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription.
I am looking for that. How did it get here?
We had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage. But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
So appropriation is just history repeating itself. That's time as a flat circle. Just right there. Wait. This had better not be a trap, bro. If you send me into a trap, I swear, the many will suffer for the sins of the one, okay?
I assure you it is not, although it will be dangerous. I urge you to exercise caution. Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
What were you up to tonight, John? How was your stream? Thank you for this. So, what is your story?
You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story.
Did you come from a period of time when Twitter and other forms of social media existed, and you decided that rather than listen to every fucking moron on the planet espouse their useless opinion into the void? It's not even that it's a useless opinion, but rather than listen to them get mad at each other like it was actually gonna solve anything, that you would rather live in a cave where none of that exists? 'Cause I will stay right here in this cave with you. I'm listening.
I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was
That sounds
good.
appealing, yeah, right?
One night, I found myself in a tavern in an argument with a drunken mercenary. It became heated. He drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny.
cool. Why can't you return to the surface?
My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return,
wait.
Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again.
That's so fucking funny that, like, this omnipotent, benevolent force that just wipes out entire civilizations can't look in a fucking cave. You would think that it would be like nuclear winter, you know, this effect. It would just, everybody just, no. We're gonna hide in cave. We will be fine. Why can't you tell me your name?
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive.
If they were, Kratos would not be able to kill them. Well, I mean, Kratos would have to solve the series of puzzles just to get there. So you meant Pluto? I'm gonna piss him off with this one, but...
They are one and the same. The Romans call him Pluto, but long before that, my people called him Hades.
My man's ain't getting pissed off. He's too chill. Where's everybody else?
I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years.
Well, how have you... I don't know if I want to know the answer. I just watched Yellow Jackets, but how have you survived down here?
Living in darkness is not without its challenges.
You have a torch?
The first challenge is diet.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients.
So you're fucking Smeagol.
And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter.
Oh.
The greater challenge is the isolation. So I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner.
I don't know, Trav and I never fight, so I couldn't tell you that. Let's talk about something else.
As you wish.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Did we not discuss it at length already? Oh, I see. You're toying with me.
Yeah, I am. He got me. Do you know a way out of here?
If I did, would I be living like this?
I guess I'll be going
I
now.
enjoyed our chat, but please, keep my presence here a secret, yes?
Yeah, I will. He's great. He's my favorite. Actually, he's my second favorite. Giorgio is still my favorite. A Greek plaque which translates to many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Ah, you've returned.
I didn't go anywhere. Oh, that's inventive. He made like a bed. Now it's starting to feel like Skyrim. To be truthful, though, I wish shit loaded like this in Skyrim. One of his friends. It's from a Skyrim mod, but it's not Skyrim. It was such a successful Skyrim mod that they made a game, like its own separate game out of it. Take those. The board game called Senate. The rules which are long forgotten. Yeah, dude. Oh, I see. Yeah, this was a mod. This is such a successful mod. Tomorrow we're getting back into Fallout New Vegas. I'm gonna try to finish it tomorrow. Regardless of extra DLC, I think we're just gonna try to wrap up Staunchers. The Saga of Stauncher tomorrow. Now, if I feel like I've not hit a logical ending, then we'll keep going. Soul of Infinity. Have a great night. Fallout New Vegas tomorrow. Next week, we got a pretty busy week. We're going to be checking out a preview of Daymare 1994. I've got the first of 2 sponsored streams for HelloFresh. Elden Ring is coming out. Martha is Dead is coming out. Probably do a Try It Tuesday. $1994, yeah. They made a sequel to Daymare 1998 called Daymare 1994. And we have an early preview for it. So 2 weeks from now, we're gonna cook. On Tuesday, we're gonna select the box. I would like to try to do a cooking stream next week at some point too. I know I had mentioned doing garbage. That might get pushed back a week just because it's a pretty stacked week. But we'll see. It's also been a short month. It's also been a very short month. An Egyptian plaque which translates to "the many shall suffer for the sins of the one." But yeah, I would love to do a cooking, like, really kick off the cooking streams. Next week. But it's possible that it'll get pushed back a week and we'll just make the inaugural cooking, the HelloFresh one. Busy week, either way. Gonna be good time. Is there... And then next week starts March. 2 weeks? 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks is March. So March Madness. A lot of it's probably going to be playing the stuff that I owe you guys from last year, but mixed in with horror games and Elden Ring. And I'd like to try to go big this year. or just have a great time trying. Now, wait a minute.
Stop. Do not come any closer. Who are you?
I am skinnedteen. Who are you?
I am Kabash. And let me guess, another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors,
Do I look Greek or Roman to you?
Trousers, boots, curious hair. No, I suppose you do not. Then what do you want?
Right, Arca. I considered that too. Like I said, if I feel like, and that's another thing is I've played Stauncher with so much chaos that I would feel comfortable just about anything, and I could see a definite potential for playing the game again and adding some maybe other things to it and approaching it much differently. For first playthrough, it's been a blast. I'm looking for an Egyptian plaque.
To what end?
I want to return it to the obelisk.
That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you?
No.
I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it and restore the honor of Osiris.
Cool. I did it. I got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, as for the other plaque.
Do you know about that?
Indeed. I have it right here.
Oh my god.
I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit. And there it was.
It is, Rollet. It is. I feel as though when you're streaming a game that is like a Fallout, something so open-ended like that, the end isn't necessarily when you finish every single piece of content so much as when you just naturally feel like you're ready to move on from it. And I want to see the end of the game in that regard, but I'm kind of ready to move on. I think we're going to be breaching like 15 streams of the game. Can I have that tablet?
You may not.
Why?
In fact, I am about to destroy it.
No. Why?
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie.
How so?
I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is?
This is the Egyptian underworld?
It has a name, and that is the Duat. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story, and here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers, but instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades. Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew.
I can see why you're unhappy with the Greeks and the Romans.
I am glad to hear it, which brings me to this other, fourth plaque. It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too. copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us.
Now you get it.
And that my people did to them
Uh-huh.
what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this, I cannot accept.
So you would...
I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more.
What does the inscription say?
You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name.
Please don't.
You are too late.
Oh shit.
It is done.
I wish you hadn't done that.
It could not have gone any other way. It was Osiris's will.
Have a good one,
now,
Grim.
The thing of evil you sought is gone. Why are you still here?
What do you think is down there?
I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld? Perhaps it is infinite darkness. Perhaps it is the lair of Amit, the devourer of souls. All I know is it would be unwise to venture down there.
That just makes me want to go down there even more.
Is everyone so contrary where you are from? Do not even consider it.
I'm gonna do it. What is your story, though?
I am from Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built over it. I was a fisherman, like my father before me. Since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks, I took the opportunity to learn Latin and eventually traveled to Rome. When the fires broke out last year, I tried to help. I gathered terrified locals into my boat and led many of them to safety farther along the Tiber. On my 7th trip, a passenger demanded I wait for his brother. But we were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself, and he tried to bribe me by placing a coin into my hand. When I refused, he drew a dagger and thrust it between my ribs. I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kirti, and at the time, I simply thought him odd. It did not dawn on me until much later that he was the Kirti, the ram-headed ferryman described in the Book of the Dead.
Cool. What do you think about the golden rule?
I think if someone is to break the golden rule, it will not be me. For I try to live as I always have by the command of the goddess Ma'at. Do to the doer to make him do. As for the punishment that will come from it, I finally understand why it has long been said among my people that gold is the skin of the gods.
Do to the doer... Do. I'm gonna go.
Good. Be gone from this place. Wait. You are planning to go down there. I see it in your eyes.
Yeah, I'm definitely going down there.
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up.
Uh-huh.
Madness.
Yeah. It's a Sparta. I'll find a way back up.
We shall see.
Yeah, I'm gonna shock him with my deviant behavior. I'll be taking that. You know what the most unfortunate thing is about Empire Records for me anymore? Is that I think, every time I think about it now, I think about it from the perspective of somebody who's trying to tell me about that movie on like a VH1 retrospective show. And I'm like, damn, I don't want to watch that anymore. I don't know why. I do want to see it again, it's been a while. An ancient Sumerian statue of a man with the head of a bird. Perhaps this is the Kumut Tabal, the man with the bird headdress who Rufius saw when he awoke by the river. You know what I mean, though? Like, if you've ever watched enough of those shows, and I certainly have, you know, I love the 90s and whatever. And they just, like, throw so much garbage, just a bunch of fucking words. They just ascribe so much meaning to the movie, and it's like, yeah, it was a cool movie. And then I hear like the same Gin Blossom song, and I'm like, damn. They're trying to defend themselves from the gold. The orange M&M guy. Oh, Ethan, what's the dude from Can't Hardly Wait? Ethan Embry, I think is his name. Ancient stone tablet. Stranger, heed the final words of Namkazu. Bear witness to our aftermath and lament us. We did our best to live as the gods commanded. We planted and harvested together. We shared bread and beer. We accepted newcomers with open arms, as a family. But with each newcomer, the bonds of our family strained, and soon we were as strangers to each other. And when those bonds were finally broken, my brothers and sisters planted only for themselves and ate and drank alone. And it was there, in this empty space between us, that sin took root. Nurgle's sentinels have awoken and clamor at our barricades. Learn from our miss. I'll take that. A corroded brass plate with Sumerian markings appears to be a pressure plate or a trap. Well, I guess I'm not gonna touch that. Although I am very curious as to what would happen if I did. No, there wasn't another page. It was a tablet. And I hit that button. A strange object in the shape of a suitcase. It's another one. Where's this one coming from? I agree. It's misleading, but they all have it. They all have it.
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction. That was a promise. You will die here.
Oh. There's no need to end this in violence.
I disagree. I warned you against coming down here, against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed?
Well, hear me out.
Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
Bro, you even admitted it yourself that when you realize this, you realize that your own belief system was just a carbon copy of one before it, and you've been pissed off about people making carbon copies of yours after that? So, are you really pissed off because of the blasphemy that shut the fuck up, dude. You are annoying as shit. There's no shame in building on the works of people who came before you. We'll just go with that one. I don't want to piss off the man with the bow.
That may be true of many things, but this is different. If our gods were copied and corrupted from an older civilization, does that not mean they are false?
Oh my
God! Does that
God!
not mean our prayers to our gods all fell on deaf ears because we were not even addressing them by their true names?
Now you're figuring it out. Oh my God, you're figuring it out. That is all fucking fake. Holy shit. Believe whatever you want to believe, man, but you need to chill, okay? If gods exist, isn't it possible they each have more than one true name?
Now that I think about it, my people would sometimes call Osiris the god of many names. Perhaps it is so. But the underworld of my people is so different to this one, and so unlike the way it was described by our priests. Many of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives so that we may descend to the Duat in death and be judged accordingly. We prepare to have our hearts weighed on Anubis' scales and to swear ourselves innocent of sin before the 42 assessors of Ma'at. And yet, I arrive here to find the Book of the Dead contained only a seed of truth. And now I ask myself, did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an older people and feed us lies all our lives simply to trick us into obedience?
Oh my God, now you're getting it? Now you fucking understand that it is a lie that people told you to get you to behave. And then they told their friends, and then they told their friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. Isn't being a good person a worthwhile pursuit in and of itself? And here's the rub, sir. Just listen to me. Just listen to me. That's between you and whatever you choose to believe. And if it makes you a better person, having that as part of the equation of your life, is that a mistake, you know? If I choose to believe that French actress Marion Cotillard is like an all-seeing goddess, and Winona Ryder is like... Wait. Winona would be the goddess, and Marion would be the apostle. Regardless, it doesn't matter what I believe. This is about what you believe. And if it all helps you be a good person, isn't it worthwhile in and of itself?
I am not sure I follow. Speak plainly.
Listen, have you seen Beetlejuice? Have you seen La Vie en Rose? It's transformative. Even if your beliefs about the afterlife weren't quite accurate, isn't the important thing that they motivated you to live a good life or to be a good person in the life that you get the one life and you're being a good person because you believe this thing?
Perhaps there is some truth in that. What is your point?
Are you gonna abandon a lifetime of good character just because you found out that you were misled. Like, be pissed off at the priest, don't be pissed off at the belief.
You are persuasive. Very well. I will let you live, and you may do what you will with that plaque. I will remain here for a while and attempt to learn what I can about the foundations of my people's beliefs. Go.
Damn. I just want to make sure there's not anything else in here. Oh, there's an invisible wall. Never mind. No, I'm gonna dissect every little thing that all these people have ever done, and I'm gonna objectively decide that you are a terrible person. Okay, so we got 2 tablets. Two tablets and a microphone. Two tablets and a microphone. Where it's at? I got 2 turntables and a microphone.
You carry the gift of Prometheus in your hand. Remarkable.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. What is this? Where does this go? Quick redo everything I've done in the past 2 hours. There is a VOD. There is a VOD. And I've started to change the way that I put the music into the VODs so that it's it basically just doesn't show up in the VOD. Because even some of the stream safe music is getting the VOD muted, so it's better to just not. So the VOD should be good is what I'm saying. Just watch the VOD. Just watch the VOD. I'm gonna try to put this up on YouTube, this VOD. By try, I mean I will. Hang on. Do you think she'll... I don't think so, yeah. I don't think so. So now we only need... We have 2 of them. We need the Greek one. Let's talk to him again, because we spoke to his friend.
Greetings and salutations.
Hey, my friend. Have you discovered anything about my vanishing offerings?
I did. But, not yet.
Ah, that is all right. Perhaps another time.
I promised the philosopher that I wouldn't share. Can you tell me more about the Greek plaque?
And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? Because I am Greek. Let me tell you something about Greeks and Romans. My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, ah, he must mean Georgius. Good Roman name. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades and call him Pluto, Persephone, Proserpina. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must they change the names? Do they want credit for making it all up? Do they want to forget where it came from? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up, and I become Georgius the Roman. I accept the world is Romana. Plus, I have no hair left to pull. But my point is this. If you want to know who stole an old Greek name, look no further than the sticky-fingered Romans. The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Dooley. He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes shiny things, especially those that once belonged to my people. And besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I believe he still has it with him, in his cell, just opposite the Temple of Demeter.
I'll be going now.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
She likes a gabagool. We got the Sumerian plaque, the Egyptian plaque, the Roman plaque. Actually, that's not. We need. Well, no, that's actually correct. We need the Greek one. He's the only person who knows. Unless I need to talk to that guy down below. Oh, that's right! He said the Dooley has it. He said the Dooley has it. I think it's been like an hour and a half since I've stood up. I would love to stand up and get some more water because I don't have any more. In the interest of staying hydrated, I think it's a smart idea. I would love to try to finish up this part of it. If we can get all 4 endings, that'd be great. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better.